3, 2, 1, go. $36, $37, $39, $40, $41. Woo! Wow, and it's still really stable. I'm going 42. Whoa! It's definitely 4 miles faster than the advertising speed, but you know, still feels incredibly stable. And it doesn't feel like 40 miles per hour, I can tell you that. It feels like 30 because of how comfortable and plush it is. Holy smoke. Alright, I am ready for the initial ride. Got the drone controller ready, the new splash phone holder. It's fully automatic as well, really cool. Battery's fully charged to 100%. I got all my equipment. Armor's on. Just gotta put on my boots, gloves, and gonna be ready for a fun ride and test this thing out. Brand new Dainese jacket. Yeah, this thing's premium full leather, and it's at the end of the season, so it's really cheap. It's close to $300, but this one is real leather and premium Italian brand. It's actually fast shipped to me from Italy, and there's no import tax from Italy right now, so premium protection at a premium level. So what I do is usually I look at the Dainese website, I just keep track of it, and once in a while they have a really good sale. This jacket is really good for my e-motos and electric scooters. They're not really that good for electric skateboards, just because electric skateboards requires me to be a little bit more flexible, but this does not. Okay, cool. Gloves, got the GPS thing right here, and so far it hasn't connected to the GPS just yet. So we're gonna go out there a little bit before I turn on the GPS. Got my drone and everything here in this backpack, and yeah, let's go. Actually, every time I go out and test stuff, it's quite an adventure because I gotta bring so much stuff, you know. Alright, so let's turn on the scooter first. Hold this button for a few seconds and turns on. The default code is 0000, but if you just use the NFC, it turns on. It's got full batteries. Mode 3, got 4 miles on the odometer. This is from the factory testing. I haven't actually got any distance out of it yet. And this is the splash phone holder. You see that? It turns on by itself and closes by itself, which is really cool. So I'm just gonna put my phone in here, and it's gonna close into the exact spot which I need it to close to, which is really cool. Alright, I do need to turn this into dual, so single dual. Click that once, and it's gonna say D here. You want the D this time. So yeah, let's get going. Things closed, and then we'll go. Oh man, does it say what PSI it needs? It says 50 PSI. Okay. That means I'm just going to get the PSI to roughly like 45-ish. I think that would be good enough for me. Yeah. It has like 0 air in there. Nice. See the valves? Both the valves are on the same side of the scooter. You may think this is a small thing, but I've actually had quite a bit of scooters that put the air valves on different sides of the scooters, so it just gets somewhat annoying to kind of pump. The rear one has a little bit of air. Okay, if you hold the plus button for 3 seconds, the light system kicks on. Yeah, I see the lights. See the rear lights. Rear lights all turn on. The side lights do turn on too. It's purple right now, but it's hard to see during the day. Let's go. Funny thing is, I keep looking for my phone when it's actually on here, and it's being charged. It's this charger, this Splash Zippy charger. It's actually connected to the battery system of the bike, so it keeps my my phone charged right now. So that's pretty good. And I'm bobbing up and down. It's pretty secure. Quite cool. It's about to be fast, so I am going to close my visors. Now we'll just have to go to the secret testing spot. Well, I'm already hitting 20 miles per hour and it feels pretty smooth. It doesn't feel that fast. And when I say it doesn't feel that fast, that's like a compliment, you know? Because a good scooter feels extremely smooth when it's going super fast. Okay, I'm gonna stay on the side a little bit. Because right now I'm just hitting 30 and I don't think I'm hitting any faster. But what I can say about the initial ride is that it's just so smooth right now. I think it's got no problem hitting 30, but it does seem to have a small issue trying to go slightly faster than that. So I'm going 33, 34 right now, and the advertised speed is 37. Okay, I'm gonna stay in the bike lane so I don't annoy the traffic. Yeah. Still feels incredibly smooth. 35, 36, 37. Woo, this top speed. Oh man, now it feels pretty fast. I think I saw a 38 back there, but this is roughly about it. Emergency access only. Alright, this is an emergency. It's a testing emergency. Woo! Alright, I love this spot. Let's give this a test. The front brake feels a little soft. Let's talk about the front brake real quick. Maybe I need to play around. Maybe the front brakes, I need to play around with it a little bit more, because if I do put my hands here, I'm just using 2 fingers, and it still need to be pulled more, so the other 2 of my fingers are getting in the way. It should be tweaked in a way that the hardest the brake can pull is somewhere towards your fingers, and that's really it. Because if I need to pull the front brake further, I need to remove my hand and use my entire finger, and that's not right. It needs to kind of come to the hardest level when it touches my finger, not if I need to remove my finger. But that's fine. I think that's probably really easy to do if you just need to change this part. You just need to kind of adjust this part a little bit. Not that big of a deal. This is a manual light bell for pedestrians. Kind of soft, you know, be nice to pedestrians. And it's got a horn. Yeah, I mean, I think other bikers or other people that's not inside the vehicle can hear you, but if you're in a vehicle, nobody's gonna hear you. Front light is pretty bright. I would say cars can definitely see you. I wouldn't depend too much on it at night, but what this scooter does really well are the 2 front dot lights. See that? In conjunction with the light up there, you got really 2 that's kind of shining onto the floor down here. So this creates like a really long triangle for other people to see you really well. Hey, how's it going? Steven here. So this is an all-new Splash Phoenix. This is a brand new scooter from Splash for 2025. This is a luxury scooter at the price of a value scooter. It's got the performance of a premium scooter and also again the pricing of a value scooter. It's got 2 motors, one in the front and one in the back. Both of them are 1300 watts of peak power or 1000 watts of nominal power. Both of them are using hydraulic disc brakes. The disc brake size is 140 millimeters. It's got a 7.5-inch wide deck, and I think this deck goes all the way down to about 23 inches. And the kicktail is not very high, but it's very usable. It's got an amazing lighting system. It's got an amazing lighting system in which the front light is actually pretty bright. A lot of vehicles can see you, and it's got two bright lights on the bottom as well to shine onto the road that you need to see, and also let other people see you from the sides, which is pretty good. And also what I love about this system is that the blinkers are totally separate from the front lights, right? So let me turn on the blinkers real quick. Now you see the blinkers. They're separate. A lot of the cheaper scooters mix them together, so it's really hard to discern whether if you're trying to turn or not. And this one, you can definitely tell that it's trying to turn to its left, right? So it's great in that. Build quality is amazing for this scooter. The entire chassis is using an aerospace grade 6061 aerospace grade aluminum, and this part of the handle is also using an upgraded 6082 aluminum, which is much stronger and much more expensive to make sure that your scooter is safe. Aside from the powerful motors at 2600 watts total, it's got a patented dual spring system, and I just tried this system on the road. This makes road riding extremely comfortable and gives you a lot of room to bounce up and down on the road. I will say it's a plush ride, but leaning a little bit towards the firmer side. Definitely be taking this off-road to give it another test, to test how it behaves off-road. But you can tell this is a luxury city riding experience just from the way that it's designed and the way that it looks, and the way that the stock wheels are, and the way that the stock wheels included are mostly, I would say, probably 80 to 90% pointed towards city driving, because it doesn't have the knobby tires for extreme off-roading, but these tires can handle its own on grassy and hard-packed grounds if you do need to go off-road. Everything here. Oh, one thing super cool about this scooter is all these red fairings that you see here, all these plastics are removable. So when you buy this scooter, it also includes a whole gray set as well, so you can change everything to like a silver look instead of a red. What I plan to do is to repaint, just use spray paint and repaint the silver fairings, so you get this part, these two parts, and that. Repaint that into some other color that I think it's pretty cool. One of the complaints I have is this handle. This handle is super useful, but I think it's super low for a kicktail, but it's not that huge of a deal. I just think it's a little bit low. I'm used to very high kicktails. You can kind of try to modify and put something higher, but I don't think that's a huge deal. It's got a patented system to lower the to snap this open really quickly, so you can fold and unfold the entire stem onto your vehicle. Yeah, so far I love this thing, and let's go for a ride. On the scooter, the default is 0000. But as for me, I'm just going to use the NFC tag. Once you slap the NFC tag on it, it's going to show you everything that you need to know. This is a bright day, and everything on the dashboard looks incredibly clear. It's already got 6 miles. I just put about 2 miles on it driving from my home to this spot. Still got full batteries, and it's on mode 3. Current trip is 0 miles, and it's on dual. So this, I think everyone's familiar. This looks really generic. You get your left and right, you get your horn, and then you get your single or dual. Click this once to turn off dual mode. Click this another time to turn on the dual mode. And if you hold the plus sign for 3 seconds, the lights would come on. The light system includes this light, this huge light right here to shine so that you can see the road. I think this light is pretty bright, but I wouldn't go full speed with this light in the middle of the night. I think a moderate speed would do, otherwise you'll need something brighter. It's got these two smaller lights on the side, and you also do get two smaller lights on the rear as well, which is really cool. And then you get this light, and when you squeeze the brake system, I think this light shines, right? So you get like a triple threat, a triple blinking system. I think it would just make it safer. Plus, what this does, what these lights do, is that even if someone's on the side of you, they can see these side lights really well. So that makes it incredibly safe for the scooter from all angles, which is really nice. All right, so do I have GPS? Okay, I have GPS. Despite the scooter look pretty tall, pretty high, I would say the ride is firm yet comfortable on the road. I've not yet tested this ride off-road yet, so I'll give it another verdict when I'm done. But it's got two springs. From what I've heard, these two springs are swappable, but it's not easy to swap, and they're not adjustable. So that means if you're a little bit heavier or you are a little bit lighter and you want to kind of adjust the springs, this is really not adjustable right now. But I would say right now, as a 185-pound person, this scooter feels really nice. And I think if you fall within a 30 plus, 30 minus range, you should really be okay with it. Unless you're like a really tiny kid, then I think the suspensions aren't really going to do anything. Or if you're like a super heavy dude, like 300 pounds, then it might be a problem for you. You might need to manually change the springs, which is possible, but it's just, you know, which is possible, but might be problematic. But if you are like an average person, then I think the springs should be fine. GPS signals on. I can test the speed. Cool. So let's go to dual mode. I'm not gonna even test the single drive mode. I never use non-dual modes. So yeah, just click this button twice, it goes to 1. Oh, by the way, this purple light right here on both sides of the deck, maybe you can see it better on this side as well. These lights are, how did I scratch this already? What the hell? Okay, anyway, these purple lights are the ambience lights that you need another separate app, separate from the Splash app, to change. And you can change to any color that you want, change it to a disco party or anything you want. Mine came out of the box in purple, in this neon cyberpunk purple. I think it looks great, so I'm just gonna keep it at this level for now. All the cables are pre-braided, so it's an incredibly clean and neat system. Unlike other cheaper scooters where once you buy them, you need to kind of plug together all the cables, you need to put all these handlebars at the right angle. This is all done for you. The people who built this made it incredibly convenient to install and get your scooter up and running, and they definitely appear to be people who know what they're doing as an electric manufacturer, and they're definitely riders who built this scooter. So level 1, all right, let's do this. Level 1, dual drive, and let's see how fast the acceleration is. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, so I feel like this is probably for kids. 9 miles per hour, 10 miles per hour. Okay, cool, we're back. So I'm gonna enter the manual mode real quick by pressing both the plus and minus button at the same time. P2, we're gonna go to P9 and P10 real quick, and then we're gonna change it to 2, because P9 is the front motor strength and P10 is the rear motor strength, and the default is 1, but for some reason my default was 0, so that means it's on the weakest settings. Now I've changed P9 front motor strength and P10 rear motor strength to 2 as well. So at this rate, it's going to be a lot more powerful. And I'm going to go into the codes later, but just know that for now that I've changed that you should also change the modes from the power from 0 or the default to 2 to enjoy the most powerful mode on this electric scooter. Cool. All right, so this time with the front motor strength to 2 and the rear motor strength to 2. There is no speed limiter on this scooter. It comes out of the box without a speed limiter. It's on dual motors right now, so yeah, let's give it a try. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh yes, I definitely feel it this time. Yeah, because before it was 0, it was really soft. I was like, oh my gosh, is it for kids? But now, yeah, it reached a top speed of 12 miles per hour, and it kind of just hung out around 12 miles per hour for a 185-pound person. Pretty good. I would say that it's pretty aggressive actually for a beginner mode, especially when you set the default strength to 2. Now we're going to increase it to speed mode level 2. Let's see how this one performs. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh my gosh. Definitely a lot more powerful than before. Holy crap, this is no joke. All right, we're at 23 miles per hour, 24, 25. Okay, the speed limit is roughly 25 miles per hour, and it kind of stabilized at this speed. Yeah, and the road is like maybe 1 or 2% incline going up. So yeah, let me slow down a little bit. That was pretty fast. All right, so let me increase the speeds to level 3. This is the fastest speed with both front and rear motor strength at the max. Okay, let me make sure there's no cars. Yeah, this road is under construction, so it's sealed off. So it's pretty good for testing. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh my gosh. Still going. I think after it hits 25 miles per hour, there's a slight slowdown, and then it still increases in speed, but it's just a little bit slower getting there. I'm stuck at 34 miles per hour right now, 33. Have not hit the 37. On my way here, when I was at 100% battery, I did hit 37, but right now I think the fastest I'm able to hit is 35. I saw a brief glimpse of 35 miles per hour. And that's it. So that was the top run with a 185-pound person. That, as you can see, that was a slight uphill. So maybe let's do another test where it's downhill. Yeah, and also it's so powerful that whenever I use the full acceleration, the top end just comes up naturally, and so easy to do a wheelie by accident. It's definitely incredibly powerful. Okay, so let's try this again. Okay, okay, so 3. Actually, I'm gonna put my foot forward a little bit more just in case. 3, 2, 1, go. 36, 37, with a slight downhill, 39, 40, 41. Woo! Holy shit. Wow, and it's still really, really stable. I'm going 42 with a slight downhill. Whoa! It's definitely 4 miles faster than the advertising speed, but you know, with a little downhill help, still feels incredibly stable. And it doesn't feel like 40 miles per hour, I can tell you that. It feels like 30 because of how comfortable and plush it is. Holy smoke. And then with the wheels and the tires that it has right now, it just feels, everything feels so smooth. And you can carve and lean really well too. This is nice. Woo! I would say the wheels, the brakes are probably on the softer side, despite having the electronic brakes on. So the Splash team told me that you cannot turn off the electronic brakes, the EABS. You can turn it to the lowest setting. I'm not actually sure which setting it is on, but for the electronic braking level, it is P8. The default should be 3. Let's see. So if I were to press the plus and minus button, hold it at the same time, excuse me, and then you'll enter the menu and press the power button to cycle through all the modes. We're gonna go to P8 real quick. P8, we're at 3. So it's actually, I would say actually it feels pretty okay. So I'm gonna leave it at 3 right now, just for the sake of it. Okay, so before we do anything further, before we do anything further, I do want to go through all the modes with you. Okay, so let's go. The first one, so if you press and hold the plus and minus button for like 3 seconds, it go into the menu and you press the power button to cycle through the mode. The first one is your voltage level, which is 42 volts. Don't change that unless you change your batteries, so don't do that. Mileage unit, 1 is kilometer, 1 is miles per hour. So stay with 1 if you're in the United States. And dormancy time is basically how long before it goes to sleep. It's 5 minutes, so I think that's pretty good. And then wheel diameter 10 inches. The wheel diameter is 10 inches, so no need to change that. And zero start basically means, do you want to kickstart it? If you do want to kickstart it, you set it to 1 to non-zero start, but I like zero start, so it's fine. Magnetic count, default magnetic count for speed. Default is 30, don't change that. Cruise control is on. I actually don't know how to cruise control on this thing just yet, so but I never cruise control on any electric scooters or on any of my vehicles, just because I want to pay attention to the way that I ride. But if you do want to know, I'll put the instructions down on the screen down below. Electronic braking level 3, I feel like 3 is pretty okay right now, so I'm gonna leave it on for now, because I do feel the front brakes right now, the way that it's adjusted isn't too powerful right now. So I do want to leave that on. Front and rear motor strength, P9 and P10, you do want to turn these to 2. Right now the default is 1. They say the default is 1, but when I went to P9 and P10, the default was 0, so it felt really mellow. If you get the scooter and everything feels really mellow and slow, you should check P9 and P10. Make sure these are set to 2 for the best, most powerful setting. And then there's odometer 0 setting. You can change your odometer to 0, which is pretty cool. But also if you're buying a used scooter, making sure they're not, setting the odometer to 0. And then restored system to default settings. If you think you messed up any settings, just go to P12 and hold the minus sign for 3 seconds until it changes to 00. That means everything is now to whatchamacallit. Every setting is reset to factory settings. Cool. And then this little thing right here, let me get that. So cool. This is the Splash. This is the Splash phone holder. It's also USB connected, so if your scooter or your e-bike or anything that you're using has a USB-C connector, you can just use this. At night, this thing actually lights up, and then you can just do that, and it will open up and automatically close and locks in your phone. How cool is that? And it automatically charges. It's got wireless charging. You see that? It's actually wireless charging. It's amazing. Cool. All right, so I think what I'm gonna do is do a lap until I get over there, and then I'm gonna launch the drone, and I'm gonna just do a few more shots for the drone, and let's see how far I got. I got maybe like an hour before the sun goes down. So yeah, let's go. Ooh, oh man, this thing is so powerful. I do love the tires that they chose. It's incredibly plush and comfortable, and yet it's really carvy as well, right? So it's well rounded, and you can carve really well. You know what, maybe I'm going to turn the electronic brakes down to 1, just see how it feels. I take back what I said earlier about the electronic brakes, because I was going really fast, and I don't feel much when I'm going really fast. But if I'm going like low 30s, I let go of the throttle, I can still I feel this slight jerkiness, and sometimes it comes in too quickly, and I start to get a little bit of wobble from the EABS. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is to lower the EABS setting to the lowest, which is 1. You can't turn it off unless you unplug the wire, which I don't want to do right now. So I'm just going to set it to 1. EABS does give this a little bit of a jerky experience. I think EABS is... Alright, now it's without EABS. Cool, I'm gonna launch my drone real quick. Cool. So, Skydio drone. 2, 1, go. It's a little bit jerky. It's a little bit jerky when it's at the lower speed. Alright, so it does get somewhat jerky when it's in the most powerful mode. So I think I'm going to relax a little bit and go to mode 2 when I'm filming. Yeah, because if you want to kind of have a finesse, you want to really have finer control, it gets really jerky with this thumbstick when you're in the most powerful mode, when you're in the most powerful motor mode for the scooter. So I'm gonna lower this to the second mode and see what happens. Yeah, in the second mode it's a much smoother experience. Cool. All right, so I think that's it for today. I might go out again tomorrow riding this thing. But yeah, super loving it right now. Everything about this is just so smooth and luxurious and also powerful at the same time. Woo! Alright, that's pretty powerful. Oh man. Yeah, this thing gets pretty jerky in mode 3. It's fine in the mid-ranges, like once you push the throttle down and you adjust the throttle in the middle or even towards the end, it's pretty smooth. But if you adjust the throttle towards like throttle versus no throttle, like in the very top end, once the motor engages, you're gonna really feel it, right? Once the motor is really kicking, you're gonna be able to feel the kickback. So that's one of the downsides of the most powerful mode. You definitely want to dial it down to mode 2 or 1 if you're kind of riding in the city, or if you're riding a crowded area and you just don't want to, you know, look like you're spazzing out and might hit someone by accident. That's the only thing. And then the buttons are pretty big. So you can definitely feel it through winter gloves. I'm wearing ski gloves, and these ski gloves I can touch and feel these buttons no problem, so they're all pretty good. All right, let's go. And the road here in Utah, these roads, a lot of cracks, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of pebbles, but it feels incredibly smooth. This, I think they did a really good job with the suspension. Pretty good for city riding. I haven't tested off-road, but if you are in an area where the road condition is really poor, this thing does really well, making you feel comfortable and still in control. So yeah, so kudos to them for making something so great. All right, no one's behind me. Gonna get into the road and get ready for the roundabout. The thing about roundabouts is when I'm on a scooter, nobody sees me, so you just gotta be careful. Okay, cool. I have the lights on. Let's see if the lights turn on in the middle of the road. Yes, it does. All right. Lots of unevenness on the road, and this scooter is just taking it like a champ. Oh man. Usually I wouldn't even take my electric skateboards on these type of roads just because how bumpy it is. But yeah, this feels great. Oh, good, another one. Come on, come on. All right, time to slow down. Slow down just a little bit. Okay, cool. You know what, why not? Let's do an uphill test. See that big hill up there? Okay, cool. No one behind us. We have roughly less than 50% battery left. So not exactly too fair to do an uphill test, in my opinion. But this gives you more of a real world condition of an uphill test. Okay, cool. I'm gonna restart the timer. Yeah, so when I'm full speeding down the road, I have 2 bars left, but when I immediately stop, it seems like I have 4 bars left. So it's a variable, right? It changes based on the ability, how you ride. It changes based on how you ride. Okay, so let's do this uphill test. Make sure there are no cars behind me. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh man, the front wheel just doesn't want to stay down. Okay, it charges up to 25 miles per hour pretty fast, and then it kind of just 27. Yeah, at least on my speedometer it kind of just gets to 27 and it stops. You know, I like when the kickstand is actually in the front. It's actually a lot more comfortable and a lot more natural than put in the back, because a lot of the scooters I had actually had it on the back, and I didn't like it. It just felt awkward. I'd look down, try to find it all the time, but I really like the positioning of the front.